Okay, so we're going to make a braised vegetable rice dish. We're going to make approximately about 2 portions, not too much at all. Now, it's all about maths. Everyone loves maths, don't they? Right, and about ratios. Can anyone tell what a ratio is? Yeah, that sort of thing, yeah. So, what I've got here is a basic recipe with a ratio of 1 to 2, or the way round 2 to 1. Which means I've got 1 part rice, 2 parts stock. So, whatever my weight of stock is, I'm going to halve it for the amount of rice I need. Unlike boiled rice, where you just have a volume of water and you just throw your rice in and cook it, the idea of when you braise rice, you evaporate the liquor that's in the product and you end up with just your rice dish. You don't add any more liquid if you can help it, and you obviously don't add any to finish the product off. It cooks in its own liquor and evaporates. So once it's all evaporated, your product is ready, and that's what we're going to do this morning. So we're going to need half a pint or 1/4 of a litre of stock made in advance. Now what I then do is I weigh my stock. Sounds really weird, but when you've got a weight, you need to have a corresponding weight for it. You can't do, I find if you do millilitres and grams, there is a difference. So the easiest way to do it is to weigh both parties. So what I'm going to do first is get the scales and zero the scales off. Then I'm going to weigh my half pint of stock. And I get, well, I get on mine 232 grams. So that being the case, 232. What's half of 232?
116.
Yeah, about 116, yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that off there, pop this on, and zero that one off. And weigh out my 116 rice. Okay, there's the rice. Now I've got a 2 to 1 ratio. Okay, so that's ready for a bit later. I'm also going to need 25 grams of butter. So how much is a block of butter again?
250 grams.
250. So I need 25. So obviously I can weigh it.
Divide by 10. Divide by 10.
Fantastic. So I'm going to divide this block by 10. The easiest way I know of it is roughly mark into 5 and then roughly again into half. So if I cut down here and cut down there, we have approximately 25 grams.
Does it need to be a drum
25.
roll?
Sorry?
Does it need to be a drum roll?
No, no drum roll, but would you like to see how much it weighs?
I bet it's spot on.
25 grams on it. Okay, allow for maybe a couple of grams on your packaging, but it's about as near as damn it as you can make it. That's where we bring maths into the equation. People say all the time, why do I need to do maths? Or I've done maths at school, I don't need to get any better. It's surprising how much you use maths and use English in the kitchen. So basic maths there, weighing out, basic maths ratio. We'll bring radius and circumference into it a bit later. Right, okay, I'm just going to wash my pan quickly. Now, I don't want to use any oil in this product. I only want to use butter for the flavour. I don't want to dull the flavour down. So, we'll come to that in a bit. So I'm just going to put this butter in my pan ready. Now, what you're also going to need is, we need some veg in there. So today, we're just going to have half an onion, half a courgette, probably half a carrot and a stick of celery, just to give it some different flavours. Now obviously when it comes to what vegetables you put into your product, it is entirely up to you. If you want to put a bit of heat through it, obviously you can put a bit of chilli. If you don't want to just do vegetables, you can obviously have a bit of chicken, a bit of beef. You know, it's the sort of product you can really add to. We're not going to add any extra spice or herb to it. I just want to keep it quite natural, because obviously we could change that and adapt it if we needed to at a later date. So I'm going to dice my onion. And I'd like you all to make your own portion today, please. No team working, all individual. And I'd recommend, do not allow someone to weigh out for you. Purely because if you get your weighing out wrong, this will not work. If you put too much liquid in, it won't evaporate. If you put insufficient liquid in, you'll find after 5 minutes you've got no liquid left and your product, e.g. your rice, isn't cooked. Now what I would say is if that happens, you don't panic. You shouldn't need to add any more stock cube, but what I would say is probably just stir in just a little bit more water to allow the cooking. Do not take it out half cooked and just use it. Make sure you just add a bit more. And obviously you don't want to overcook your rice as well. We'll come to that a bit later. So my courgette. You're more than welcome to try as much of this as you like once you've made it today. Maybe try each other's, especially when we start talking about seasoning. Really important, especially if someone is either over seasoned it or under seasoned it, have a taste of theirs just to see what the difference is. So it just helps you when you make the products again. Right, I'll just quickly shave the celery before he came in. Okay, so I've got all my vegetables together. So my mise en place consists of my butter, my veg, my rice and my stock. I've got it all ready before I start. Okay, but I'm not quite finished yet because there's also
What? Down there. No. Down there. Where the pink film is on pink.
I also need a little lid that's going to fit inside. Now, you can, if you want, put a closed lid on. I have no problem with that. I find I prefer one that goes inside. We're also going to make what we call a top cartouche. Now, cartouche is a little cover that's going to cover our product while it cooks, made out of silicone paper. Now, what do we call this here?
The rim.
The rim, okay. If we're looking maths now, we've got a circle. Right, okay. So, I need to find the centre of the circle. What do you call that? Radius, okay. That maths coming into it today, isn't it? Because I want my cover just to be big enough to encompass the centre of here. So, I'll get my greaseproof, so we'll get it folded up actually, and then I'm going to fold it in half, keeping the sealed edge on my left hand side, and then I'm going to fold it again. Fold it again and fold it again. Now what I'm looking for now is to move my greaseproof to roughly about the centre of my pan, and then allow myself maybe just about a centimetre over. Then open it out. That will now fit snugly inside my rice product a bit later. Then I'll secure it with the lid on top. Don't need to butter it, anything like that, because you're going to put butter in your pan and it's going to be with your solution. Okay? So